Welcome. Welcome again. This is our second day of our forum. I hope everyone had fun yesterday. I did. We did as a team. And today we are moving on. I will keep it short, just for the basics. We have some new office staff here joining us this session. So typically, I will go through a couple of things. Please keep your mobile in silent mode. Smoking is not allowed inside the hotel area, only outside. And of course, the most important thing that we said yesterday, and I would urge you to do more than yesterday, share your thoughts, your experiences. Say that this happened to me. This is a team of us discussing here, and a small team of our colleagues out there watching us. So we need to share our experiences and something that they might need to know. I remind you that we have our website. In the website, you will be able to see the agenda that you also have in front of you, but also you will be able to see the previous forums that we have, the highlights. So this day, we are having a few things about mental well-being. We are having the EXI and the CII. We will discuss about the drills, the appraisals, passage planning. Few things are there, and something about the generation gap. Of course, some surprises are in between. I will not reveal, but yesterday you saw the navigation challenge, how it went, so you expect something today. Of course, we have Slido. Slido is either an application, just to clarify, so you can see on your mobile, or you can join this website and you can join our event. In this event, you will be able to ask your questions anonymously or with your name. It's up to you. But please use it in order that at the end of the day we can address your queries. I remind everyone that there is a free Wi-Fi in the area, which is CENMAR 23, so you can actually join. And finally, our safety orientation. We have a couple of, actually 3 exits that we can go out in case of an emergency. Either directly from here, there is a door to the sea, or outside the stairs up and to the sea, or behind from the hotel staff corridor to the back, and then again to the sea. This is exactly the schematic, and this is where we are. So, thank you. I pass on the microphone to your host for session 3, which is Margarita. Please welcome her. Thank you very much.
Andreas is the soul of the forum and the most hardworking chairman I know. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Kalimera, kalimera. Kalimera. Welcome to the second day of our first Athens CENMAR Officers Forum. I know that I'm going to repeat ourselves, but we are really very, very happy to have you all here. It was a great evening yesterday. We saw your wives, your children. It was very touching for us. I do hope the next Odessa CENMAR Officers Home to take place in Odessa. Okay, for those who don't know me, my name is Margarita. I was born in Center of In-Office 27 years ago. I was many years with our Marine Operations Department, and I have recently joined our Chartering Department. That's why now it's a period for me that I'm trying to embrace the tide of a big change for my professional life, at least. But I am among friends and family. I welcome all. Starting this, before we start, I would also like to welcome all of our friends and colleagues who are watching us through our YouTube video. Will you assist on this? Okay, let's all look on this camera and send a warm kalimera to everybody. Kalimera from Athens on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Kalimera from Athens. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to introduce the next presenter. And I know that he will be really pissed off with me because I know him, but I would like to say a few words. He's an aspiring leader, and he's a true leader. A guy that has reached that point we were discussing yesterday. He does not blame. He does not blame. Instead, he's inspiring all of us. He does mistakes, not often, to be honest. But when he does, he shares. He shares his mistakes with us. And he's really trying to learn. He makes us learn from these mistakes. He's always learning and improving himself and all of us in the office. The way he responds to failure is amazing. The only, bad things happen all the time, not only on board the vessels, but in the office as well, believe me. And, but when a failure is there, he only makes us feel, that we want to become better, to learn from the failure and become all better. Error is normal, not for Anthony. I would like all to welcome him on the stage. It's our leader, our inspiration, Mr. Anthony Labros.
Thank you, Margarita. Hello, everybody. Thank you for that great introduction. Unfortunately, most of it was lies, total lies. First of all, the big lie is about the 27 years. I think it was 22 years ago that she was born in Centrofi, not 27. Secondly, the part about me making mistakes. My friend George will read out what my cufflink says here.
Always right.
Bravo. And the other George, what does he say here? Διάβασε το. He's growing, he's getting older. Δυνατά, loud.
Never wrong.
So, there's a second lie. Otherwise, thank you very much for the introduction. How are we today? That doesn't sound very good. How are we today? Let's get some positive energy flowing. It is the last day of this long two-day event. So it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be an easy start. And of course, the difficult part is going to be again after lunch, if you're still awake or alive. So thank you for being here. We have a presentation to start off. It's going to be more or less along the same lines that we did yesterday. Then we have a couple of videos, then we have a couple of discussions, then we have a couple of, how do you say it, surprises. So let's get going. I'll move up here, because otherwise I'm not very visible. And we will start. I will start with a question for all of you. And feel free to jump in. You go to work on board the ships all around the world. You leave your families back and you carry all these goods. Why? That is the question. It's the one why. It's not the five whys. We're not looking for, rocket science. So why do you go out to sea? Grab a mic and tell me why you go out to sea. We'll start with a volunteer. I just saw you. It's on. Get up. Stand up. Stand up.
Because it was my...
No, don't touch it.
because, first of all, it was my dream.
Your dream, okay?
Yes. And my dream became true. And I would like to do my best.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Why did you go out to sea and why did you get this, why do you do this job? Any volunteers? Please.
Hello.
Stand up, please.
Good morning. So, why is our job is important? Because this is our bread and butter.
Your bread and butter, so
Yes.
it's for your income, for your family.
Correct.
Very good, thank you. A very good motive also. Anybody else? Any other reason? Any volunteers? I will select somebody. There. Ella. Ella, Josh. Μικρόφωνο. Πού είναι μικρόφωνο, παιδιά.
Good morning to everybody. Our job is very important because it's our destiny.
Your destiny.
Yes, and we have to participate, anyone, to make one job and to make our life better.
Good, so the destiny. So you were chosen to do this, or you were, selected or chosen. So it is what you have to do. Anybody else? Any ideas? I hear somebody wanting to say.
For global, it means we assist to global industry.
Global industry.
Yes, without shipment, nothing, no live. We deliver provision, deliver oil, deliver everything to another one country.
Very correct. Thank you. So all of these reasons, so we make the global economy run. So these are some of the things, and maybe you didn't mention all of them, but I'm sure that all of these things are there. We run the global economy, you run the global economy, oil, goods, infrastructure, everything comes from shipping. Now we'll move on to a more difficult question. Whose job is more important? And I will start with this room. Here we have a lot of high-ranking officers. Here, captains.
Yes.
No. We have our chartering people who make the money, who they make the fixtures. We have myself. I believe my job is very important. I don't believe it so much, but Margarita made me believe it just now. So I believe that maybe my job is the most important in the room. What do you think? No? Who said no? I think I said no. You say no also?
Any job important.
Any job is important.
Not especially your job or my job. All job important.
All job important. Do we agree on this? Everybody? So you are making my life easier. I will not ask again anybody, because this is who we are. We are all parts of this machine. We are the wheels turning, and if one wheel stops, the remaining of the wheels will not operate. We saw this very much in our office. Sometimes we forget about it. In our daily life, we are used to forgetting it. We think that we are sitting on top, either ashore or on board the mast, and he thinks he's in command. And so, but you can have an accident. I have seen companies go bust because one AB did a mistake. It can happen. We realized this in the office during COVID, when we had to work remotely. And suddenly everybody said, okay, we will work from home and so on. I said, what's going to happen with the phones? The phones will be ringing. And then we realized how important the role of the receptionist is. And I think we have our receptionist here. Where is she? Please stand up, and a warm round of applause for Dionysia. So this goes to show how important every role is and how important we all are, which gets me to our point of today, which is the key word for today. Everybody together? Teamwork. That wasn't a lot of teamwork. Everybody together? Teamwork. Thank you. This is what it is all about. Everything that we talked about yesterday, the no blame, the 5 principles, everything is related to teamwork. And this is the key that ties it everything, and this is what we will be talking about today. We will be talking about teamwork and about mental well-being, because that is also part of the team. Because if you're not part of the team, you cannot touch this very important problem. Less of me, more of we. That is all it is about. Easy to speak about it, easy to listen to it, not so easy to put in practice, because we have instincts, and our instincts drive us somewhere else. It is a must. Key factors of teamwork: listening. You cannot go anywhere if you don't listen, and like we said, to be an active listener. so that you communicate effectively. Not just listen to respond, to listen in order to deal with the problem. Caring about others. Managing conflicts. There are conflicts every day, everywhere. We cannot avoid it. It's like error. How we manage it makes a difference. 2 words, respect and trust. They're on your tables. Trust is there. Respect is, where is respect? There. So these 2 are key words for teamwork to work. Some quotes, as you know, I love quotes. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We don't want to go fast, but we want to go far. And we've actually already come a long way together. You heard about the historical recollection of yesterday, our journey so far. It has been very tough, it has been difficult, it has not been easy. We had some good years, some bad years. Our safety record is the lighthouse that guides us to the future. This is all we want, and in order to achieve this, we need teamwork. So thank you again for being here. Let's try and enjoy today. I hope it's going to be a good day for everybody. I'm sure it will be a good day. So with all that, that is from me for the moment. Be aware.
Every time.
Everywhere. Thank you, everybody.
And that is exactly what I meant before, that he's an aspiring leader. Anthony, you will
Yes.
stay on the stage. Yes?
If you want me, if you really want me to be here,
I think you look great.
I'm difficult. You know, I don't like so much exposure. You know how I am, but okay.
You look
if you
great
insist.
up here.
Do you want me to stay on the stage? 50%, I would say, maximum.
Would you like him to stay on the stage? Okay, so he will present the
You
next
see,
topic.
It is important to ask the question in the right manner. I didn't manage to ask in the right manner. Margarita did, so thank you very much.
Okay, thank
So,
you, Antoni.
Our next topic, thank you guys. Our next topic, and in fact this first half session until the break is dedicated to mental well-being. It is not an easy topic. It is very much in focus, and it is related to a lot of stuff. So again, our colleagues have prepared the video. It's a bit dramatized to highlight this matter, because highlighting and focusing on it is the first and most important thing, because it has been a matter that has been silent for a long time. So I would like you to watch the video with us, and after that, we will try to have some discussion and see if we can make something more out of it. So please, Costa.
Mental health is our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, how we feel, how we act, and therefore how we behave and perform at work. It also determines how we handle stress, how we relate to others, how we make choices. Problems, stressful situations, and life experiences play a major role in affecting our mental well-being. When we are affected negatively, there are usually symptoms like eating or sleeping disorders, isolation, confusion, mood swings, or indifference. However, on many occasions, these symptoms may go undetected by others. A seafarer's life is by definition more stressful. However, our mental well-being can be affected just the same ashore. Our company believes that the mental well-being of our employees, both ashore and on board, is a priority. We have therefore prepared this video to raise awareness on this very important topic. Enjoy it!
Chief, the second engineer is here and wants to complain about.
Chief, what kind of food is this? Who do you think you are feeding? Animals?
But nobody has complained before.
Well, maybe, just maybe it wasn't so bad before. We have a load of problems. We are running the engine room, man, and we come up exhausted for a quick bite. And all we get is this crap.
I'm so sorry. I'll cook something else. Would you
Never
like an
mind.
omelette?
And I will eat some cookies and milk. Not a lot, but at least I will be able to eat it.
Sorry.
Hello, Captain. Yes, I can hear you. Please, go ahead.
Look, you did it again, and I don't know why. When we ask for 100 kilos of beef, this is what we expect to get, not 25 chickens. And the quality is worse than anything I ever seen.
Sorry, Captain, I don't understand. Please explain to me so that I can fix whatever went wrong.
Oh, I'm sure you know very well what you're doing. This is not the first time. What you're trying to achieve? Starve us to death or poison us like that Chinese ship?
I'm very sorry, Captain. At the next port, I'll try to... Hello? Hello?
Maria, I need you to process this order for pipes. It's very urgent.
Yes, immediately, but I'll need a couple of hours to get quotations. I have 2 ships passing Singapore tomorrow for their quarterly provisions and stores. Plus, I had the captain from the Dynasty screaming at me just now, but I'll definitely do it.
Okay, I don't think you understand. We have a workshop scheduled for the day after tomorrow, and they need all of the materials. Do you believe they can make it without the pipes?
Yes, I understand, but everyone is pressing. I'll get on to it as soon as I can.
No, you'll get onto it now.
Elena, I need to take a break. Look after my ships while I'm gone.
Okay, Maria, don't worry. Take it easy.
When you change for lunch, you know we don't allow coveralls in here.
Sorry, I'll be quick. Just this once. We're doing the main engine inspections and we can't afford to lose any time.
How is that coming along?
Oh, thank you.
When do you expect to be ready?
Maybe another 8 hours or so, but I'll give you a 2 hours notice though. Yeah. What is this? Did you try it?
I know what it's supposed to be, but way off target.
Yesterday, my second was complaining about the food. He was doing more talking than working. But this, it's really bad. It sucks.
I know. Spoke to the chief cook yesterday to try and motivate him. Recently, he hasn't been the same. Poor chap. He thought I was going to send him home at the next port.
But what's the problem? Is it the provisions? Poor quality? I thought we've got our share on this.
Not just that. His house is in Mindanao, which was hit by the typhoon last week. The roof was torn out, it was flooded, and worst of all, his younger sister is missing. He's pretty messed up, and the best we can do is to support him. He's in contact with the CENMAR office, and they're trying to help, but we need to boost his morale.
He can also call a helpline to get some comforting words, though.
I told him, but he thinks it's not confidential, and he may end up losing his job.
That's nonsense. Remember last year when I was out of work for a long period due to the COVID, and the bank was pressing me for loan payments, threatening to auction my house?
Sure, many of us been there.
After I joined, I was feeling so miserable one evening and I decided to call the helpline. Even though nothing had really changed, I felt such a relief. I think it works.
Okay, but apart from that, it's our obligation as leaders, as colleagues, as friends, to stand by our people.
I think you're right. I'll also tell the second to back off a bit. Sometimes he's a little bit pushy.
Still, look on the bright side. This food make it easier to curb some weight.
Always with a positive flag. Diet it is then. Let's all try our best.
Hello.
Maria, are you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you. No need to worry.
But I do. It seems you have been crying. Problems at work or at home? Or maybe both? Come to my office and tell me all about it.
Hi Chris, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Chief. You need some coffee?
No, thank you. Just made mine. Actually, I've been meaning to talk to you about something.
What's up, Chief?
It's about the chief cook. You know he's been going through a tough...
You mean the chef of disaster? The dog food specialist?
Come on, knock it off. I'm meaning to tell you that he's going through tough problems back at home and we must support him.
So what? We all have our problems.
Exactly. We all have our problems and we must stick together. We need to understand that everyone's performance is being affected by our problems. Take for example yourself. Yesterday you were slow because you hadn't eaten properly. What if you had problems back at home and you couldn't be able to solve them?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I was a bit rough.
We must be there for our colleagues and we have to show that we care. And if you really want to be a good chief engineer and a leader of men in the future, you should always remember this.
Thank you, Chief. I will go apologize to the chief cook and try to make amends.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate your attitude on this matter. I'll see you later in engine room. Bye.
Have a seat, please. By the look on your faces, I guess you're wondering why I asked you here.
To be honest, yes.
I want to talk to you about Maria. She's been struggling recently.
Yes, I've noticed too. And I wanted to ask you whether it's possible to replace her or switch departments. I don't think she can handle this pressure anymore. And in the past, she really did great.
John, it seems we observe the same thing, but we definitely don't agree on the course of action. Maria has been under a lot of pressure, both internal and external. She's going through a nasty divorce, which would affect anyone. Plus, the recent fleet expansion has added to the workload, as have the emergency repairs from port to port.
I didn't know about the divorce. Did anybody of you know anything?
I did. She said something to me, but I didn't ask for many details. I didn't want to pry. Everyone have their own problems.
I wonder why she said nothing about the divorce.
She didn't say anything because she didn't think anybody cared to listen. It is our duty, your duty, to be open to listen to what your people have to say, be it personal or on the job.
Okay, we sympathize and everything, but at the end of the day, we need to do our job. I still think it's better to look for a replacement.
That's not how teams work. When a team member is struggling, the rest of the team helps. When a wolf is wounded, the rest of the pack helps it survive. They don't just leave it behind.
So, what do you suggest we do?
In brief, cut her some slack. Give her some breathing space. Not everything is equally urgent. Prioritize your needs carefully. And if something really pressing comes along, Elena will be there to help out, won't you?
Of course I will. Anything to help Maria.
We can also take some work of hers for a short time. Maybe our fleet can take over 5 ships for 3 months in order to help.
That's a very good idea. Thank you for volunteering. You see, there is a lesson to be learned here. If we listen to our colleagues, then we can really help them. And in turn, help our work and the company. It's a win-win situation for everyone.
Sometimes you can be so involved in your own swimming, you may not notice someone drowning right next to you. Let's not be that person. Let's be open. Let's be aware. Let's offer a listening ear and a helping hand to our colleagues. After all, what goes around comes around. Remember our company motto: be aware, take care, every time, everywhere. It also works when we need to care for our colleagues.
Our company cares for your well-being. You are our people. You are our family. Help is always available if you ask for it. The helpline is totally confidential. Please don't be afraid to use it. Our people in CENMAR and the head office are always there for you. Please don't be afraid to reach out. Most importantly, when you are among colleagues and friends, both on board and ashore, listen to the other, observe their behavior, and offer assistance, even if you're not sure it is needed. In a nutshell, let us all practice self-care and let us care for each other. It's okay not to be okay, as long as you share it.
So what did you think of that? Very good. Thank you, Nick. The man who has semen on his name said it's very good. So I think I would like to check. First of all, I would like to thank all our people. Like I said yesterday, these are not professional actors. This is something that we did in-house. So I would like you to acknowledge, if possible, the people who participated. Some of them are here today. Is Christina. I see Christina. Please stand up, Christina. George, Giorgo, please stand up. Christos, who's a Christo? Christos Hadjiaksoglu, Natos. Yannis Vakas, but you know him, he's a big star. Έτσι, ποιος άλλος μας έμεινε? Yannis Romanidis is here. Eli, Χαρά. Anyway, I will say, of course, everything was done internally under the guidance of Thodoris, who is right at the back there. You've seen him from yesterday, so thank you, Thodoris. The effort was to show you a few specific things. First of all, that mental well-being is a topic that is everywhere. It affects everyone. It can be on board, it can be ashore. It can be triggered from many different factors. It can be triggered from home, from actually the work environment. So it is something that can affect all of us. And it is a problem, it is real, and we have to deal with it. So I'd like to invite three of our role players. We don't call them actors, because if we call them actors, we have to pay them something. So is Christina, can you please join me? Christo and Yanni, can you please join me on the stage, and maybe we can start a discussion about this, this hot topic. As you feel comfortable, I know it's not comfortable to be on stage, but if you prefer to sit or if you prefer to stand, I will avoid sitting for the moment. So I will start with our lady here. Christina, what do you think? What was your experience? You got to play the good guy in the video. How about real life? What is your experience so far? What do you think about this topic? Did you get to understand it better through this experience of making the video?
I realized how important it is to care about our colleagues, to always everybody has to have the willing to speak. Okay, it is very important. It's our responsibility as colleagues and as team members to create an environment of trust.
What you said, these words that you said, when George asked, but why didn't she talk about the divorce? You said, because she thought nobody cared to listen. And this is exactly one of the main points, that people do not instinctively get the message that we care. Even if we are interested, even if we do care, we get caught up into our everyday life, and this is something that is never clear. And when you're in problems, and these problems are not always visible, but when you're in problems, you believe that nobody cares. Why should I share my problems? Maria Vamagasi also said, everybody has their own problems. You know, I don't want to pry. This is the usual reaction. We don't want this reaction. We want to make a change, to make a step change, to move forward. So thank you. This is very important, the point you raised. Thank you, Christina. Christo? First for you, first time experience on screen.
To be honest, I enjoyed acting. It was, as an experience, was very nice.
It was very difficult because Christos, the way he acted, I don't think he's ever acted like this in his life. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I've seen him, he's totally different.
We all have our moments, but yes, and what I enjoyed actually, it was, you know, you get an idea of how things are and how important is also our mental health, how important is what people think, and all our actions, our behavior, how is actually affecting the other people, our co-workers, our colleagues, and so on. The mental health, which we don't pay attention so much, and how actually it's equal, I mean, or even more important, our physical health. So it is important to, in the way we take care of ourselves and exercise our body and so on, in the same way we need to take good care of our mental health. This is important, to be very, very careful with how we react and how we treat the other people. We must be ready at all times to support, to be open, and as Andoni said, to listen to the others.
Thank you, Chris. Very, very interesting point of view, connecting physical and mental health. And you know, a lot of people look after the physical part of their health, their body. They do checkups, they do exercise, they go to the gym every day, and so on. And they neglect the other part. And of course, George is laughing because we do not do that stuff. we neglect both of it. But okay, that is a different story. Yanni, what was your take from the video?
Unique experience. It was the first time on screen, and it's the first time on stage.
Okay. So a round of applause for our first comer here.
I would like to apologize to my co-actor, Christos, and also to our director, Thodoris. It took us numerous shots to complete, especially the dining room.
The dining room scene, yes, it was epic. It was epic, yes.
We all have to, want to apologize for our awful acting and the pain we caused in your eyes. I had to wear glasses after I saw it finalized. And we have to acknowledge that the best performing award went to our Robert, who was the chief cook. So a good round of applause to him. So I do have some notes here. We all observed Robert as the chief cook and Maria. So in the future, if we come across such cases, we all know. But what happens with other examples that we have not seen already on the screen? How is observing is included in our daily life and how it affects our daily life? So I would like, let's say we have a second mate on the bridge and we ask him to be vigilant when the vessel is sailing. So we are asking him to observe for nearby vessel or any navigational hazards that may come across. We are asking the second engineer to observe an engine. So we're asking him to observe for leakages, for high temperatures, for low boil pressures. So let me have two volunteers. Raise your hands, two guys, please.
I will help in the volunteering here.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Maxime.
Good. The usual volunteer. Bravo, Maxime.
No, you can stay on your seat. Okay. When was the last time that you went back home and you have noticed that your wife or your child had a different behavior than the usual? For any reason.
Yes, yes, stand up, stand up.
Mostly it's happened all the time.
Don't touch. Next verse.
All the time.
No, stand up, stand up.
But there should be a cause behind that.
Yeah.
You found out the cause. Did you discuss with them?
Yeah, all the time we are discussing.
Maybe you were far away for a long period of time and they were nervous because you were not back at home supporting them.
Yeah. First of all, we have to find a way, you know, and trying to explain for the for the normal behavior. And once we found a way, everything is fine.
Okay, so you discussed with them, you solved the problem, but you noticed that there was different behavior.
Yeah, sure.
You noticed because you love them. So what we observe in our everyday life, we observe a nice landscape, we observe an animal, we observe a friend, we observe our family. And why we observe all these things? We observe them because they pique our interest, they surprise us, we care for them, and we love them. So we always observe things and persons that we do care for them, apart from our professional point of view. Okay, so when we do observe people, we have also to exercise and show a level of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand another person's perspective and mental state, but without having the same feelings, the same thoughts, or the same experience. Empathy comes from the Greek word empathia, which means passionate affection or passion. The strange thing is that although it comes from a Greek word, in Greek, empathia means totally the opposite. It means that you dislike someone. And many people confuse empathy with sympathy. Sympathy is when your feelings are moved by someone's condition or state that it passes. A great example to distinguish both of them is that a person walks in the woods and falls in a hole and traumatizes his leg. When you feel empathy, you will take a ladder, you will climb down the hole, you will stay with him, and you will discuss with him. When you feel sympathy, you will stay on the top, and you will try to discuss with him on his conditions. So we are all led by empathy in our head office. And I do have two persons in mind that I have seen that they do have a great extent of empathy to us. This is being Mrs. Helga Timmersma, who is our human resources manager. And of course, this guy here, Anthony.
Okay. I get a message here that time is up. I think it's appropriately timed.
Okay,
because
so
we are going
all
back.
leaders should have empathy in order to control and improve their team members. So as you have empathy in your family, you should have also empathy for your crew members when you are on board, because these are your family as long as you are on board. CENMAR is a family. We do care about you, and we show it in many times. So you should also take care of your guy next to you, that's being on the bridge, in engine room, on deck, or at the cabin next to you.
Thank you, Yanni. Very valid points, all of them.
Took out my time. Thank you.
So to wrap it up, what Yannis has said is very valid, and I pick up a word from the video. He said, it is our obligations as leaders, as colleagues, and as friends. So we are all three of these, and we should be all three of this, and we should keep this in mind. And about observing, it is true, there are always signals, there are weak signals. We are not maybe trained to observe them, but we should be more and more aware of them. These weak signals can be people feeling disassociated. They can be, you can see people feeling a bit distressed. You can see maybe eating disorders or sleeping disorders. People be feeling phased out. So these are small points. If we are rushing every day just to do our jobs and our tasks and our loading, discharging, risk assessments, whatever we do every day, maybe this will slip our attention. But this is why it is important to be extra observant. These small points can save lives. And I'm sure we have another 2 presentations about mental well-being. We'll hear about the statistics of suicides. I'm sure about this. I will just convey one last personal experience. 6 years ago, we visited the Shell head office in London for a meeting with 100 companies, these partners in safety, this group in which we are participating. And the topic was at the time still very much undercover. And we had recently had a case on board one of our ships, if you remember, a suicide case. For us, it was the first and only time. We felt very bad about it. We did not understand how we reached at that point. So I raised my hand, and we were discussing this topic, but very lightly. And I raised my hand, and there's 100 companies from around the world in the room. And I said, we had this case. And we were very surprised that this happened. And then, from another table, somebody else raised their hand. Said, we also had one last year. And then from another table said, we also had one last year. And slowly they asked, anybody in the room? So almost all the hands were up. And one guy from a North European company, he stood up, he says, I'm very sorry to say, in our company, we had 5 last year. And that is the moment when I realized how important that is. Until that time, I thought we were the only ones. And these people, the people who have the mental well-being issues, like the people on the video, they think they are alone. They think they're the only ones. So we thought we were the only company. But it is so widespread. And this is why we are putting the focus, you will get the statistics later, on how important it is and how an important role it plays. So please, another warm hand for our friends. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you. Thank you. And let's work hard to let's get rid of this problem. Thank you. Margarita. Thank you.
That was a great presentation. And to be honest with you, I had some personal issues the last years, but I was so lucky enough to be in this company, to have colleagues and friends who supported me a lot. George Peratinos, you were there. Christos Hatzigiaxoglu, you were there. They all backed up on me. They assist with the daily work. I had my friends there. Whatever comes up, you have to feel, free to speak up. Speak up. The next presentation will be done by a lady who I think she has a title that is her personality, is exactly what this lady is. She is one of the most caring persons I know. She's always there. She listens to all of us. She supports everybody within the company. She's always with this great smile and the red lipstick. Let's all welcome our friend, Mrs. Hara Markadzini, our care and welfare coordinator.
Good morning, everyone. Well, okay, I'm the girl with the red lips. And thank you, Margarita, for all the kind words. I'll try not to get too emotional because I'm wearing mascara. So actually helping other people, being there for other people is my call in this life. So I do it naturally. And I'm here for everybody, for anybody who wants to, okay, I got emotional now. For anybody, for anybody who wishes to share something important, something that comes from their heart. I'm really touched today. Every time I am among you, I feel blessed because I have the opportunity to talk to you and to share good times with you. So today I'm really proud because we have the opportunity to welcome you to our home in Athens. And when I was trying to prepare my talk today, I thought, okay, we've talked a lot about mental health, and what is it that I should share with our colleagues and our seamen? What is it that I should tell them that they have not heard of? So I have a little voice in my mind. This is my inspiration. And my inspiration said, talk to them about the 3 T's. Now, what are the 3 T's? Okay. So what are the 3 T's of mental health? Well, they are truth, trust, and transparency. Now, these three factors affect our mental health and also are important for our personal growth. They are the pillars of teamwork, and they are important for our interpersonal relationships. Actually, even though we are brought up to become individuals, we are always part of a group. We are part of a group that is called family, we are part of a group that is called relationship, and then we are part of a group that is called work. So when we come into a group, we bring all our experiences, everything we've learned, our ideas, our thoughts, our desires, and then we have to combine them with the ideas, the thoughts, the desires of the other people in the team. I was brought up as an only child, even though I've got two stepsisters, but I was brought up as an only child. So I was really used to doing things on my own. And when I joined this family, I needed to become a member of a team. I was really lucky and I feel really blessed that I have a wonderful team and I've always been part of great teams. So, in order to be part of a team, actually we need to get into the other person's shoes. And what do I mean by that? Of course, don't start sharing your shoes with a guy sitting next to you. I don't need that. So at this point, I'll ask for 2 volunteers. I have already picked my volunteers. It's Alexander from the safety culture table and Kirilo from the trust table. Please come to the stage. And you bring the microphone. So yesterday, when I asked these 2 gentlemen to help me in the presentation, I thought, okay, I'll stand in the middle. I thought that with Alexander, we've been together many years. And with Kirilo, we have just met. So this is my past, and this is what I need to respect, because this has brought me here in this day, and this is my future. So what I'd like both of you to do is, okay, you will turn towards there, yes, and Kirilo, you can look there. So I'd like you, Kirilo, to tell me, what can you see now that you're looking over there?
I see the beautiful women sitting over
Okay,
there.
they are my friends. All right, okay, and what's the name of their table?
It's Care.
Okay, good. Oh, you have one. Okay. Hold this. And Alexander, what can you see now? Towards there. What can you see?
I see the friends, co-workers.
Okay.
Yeah, as we say, our family.
All right. And you can see Margarita as well, right?
Yeah, beautiful woman.
All right. So
Many.
you were able, okay, can you see, no, watch over there. Can you see Margarita?
No.
No, okay. And can you see the beautiful ladies that Kirilo mentioned earlier? Like this, if you're sitting like this.
For sure.
No, you can't see them. These are other beautiful ladies. You can't see Marilena and Maria and Penelope over there.
No, now of course not, but
Okay,
before.
all right. So what I'll ask you to do, Kirilo, is to come over here. And Alexander, change please and come over here. All right. So Kirilo, can you see Margarita now?
Yes, of course.
All right. And can you see Marilena, Maria, and Penelope?
Yes, of course.
Good. Okay, what does this tell us? Okay, now you can share. What does this tell us?
We see all the same.
Yeah, but in order for you to see what he saw, you had to come to his place, right? You had to get into his shoes, huh?
Yes, of course.
And he had to do the same. So this is it. In order to understand all the members of our team, we need to get into their shoes. We need to get into their position, okay? Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. So actually, we need to see and accept the other person's view, and he needs to do the same for us. We are not always right, but then again, we are not always wrong. We have different views, and as part of a team, we need to see, hear, and understand different views. Is it easy or hard? Well, I'll say that it can be challenging at times, but then again, it's not impossible. It's all part of our mindset. We all come into our teams with our own beliefs, our experience, our own way of doing things. We may agree, but then again, we may clash. Now, how can we work effectively? How can we exist effectively in a team? If we apply these three principles. Actually, this was designed by my daughter. So we have, thank you. We have three friends, okay? Because truth, trust, and transparency may seem serious and very rigid as meanings. So let's think of them as three friends that go hand in hand together for our mental well-being. The first of all is truth. And what is truth? If you Google the word truth, you will see that it is the quality or state of being true, and it is also the state of being in accord with fact or reality. But if you ask me, I would say that truth is the state of being sincere with your beliefs, your thoughts, your desires, and your concerns, and the ability to express them with dignity and respect, first to yourself and then to others. However, it is sometimes the case that truth is not expressed. So why could truth not be expressed? We may have thoughts like, if I tell my truth, I may put someone in a bad situation, or I may be the one to break the bad news, and I don't want to be the one to break the bad news. Then we consider, am I going to be understood if I tell them the truth? Or if I say the truth, will I challenge someone's authority? Can you relate to that? Have you ever thought of anything like that? Yes, thank you. The thing is, however, that we do not need to be hurtful. We just need to be true. Truth is the core foundation for the next principle of our mental health because it builds trust. This is our second friend, this is trust. Now trust, they say that trust is a powerful emotion, and they say that it is a feeling and an incredibly powerful emotion. It is a natural part of all human relations, and it is something that is gained and worked for. Now, to have a sense of well-being and good mental health, we all need to know that other people understand us and that they have our best interest in their hearts. Now, this comes with high levels of trust, and it is something that works both ways. I trust my colleagues, and they trust me back. Now, how can we develop trust? First of all, we need to be true. We need to honor our commitment, admit when we are wrong. Actually, in the book for the 5 Human Performance Principles, Todd Coughlin says, get caught doing the right thing. If he allowed me a paraphrase, I would say that get caught being true and you will build trust. Be vulnerable. Admit your defeats. Show your feelings. Cry. I do a lot of this. I really do. Be open with your emotions and you will build trust. Show that you care. Show that you're a human. You're a person too. Be helpful to others. Be transparent. This is our last friend, transparency. Transparency means that there are no hidden agendas, that there is no information that needs to be kept from people that need to know. Transparency assists us and promotes recognition of common goals. Trust and transparency go hand in hand together. Say what you're doing and why you're doing it, and you will have people understanding you. Now, okay, this is all very nice, and this is all in theory. How do we put this in practice? Recently, I read a book by Don Miguel Ruiz, which is called The Four Agreements. Perhaps any of you may have read that. The Four Agreements apply to all relationships, both personal and professional, and if you apply them in your everyday life, you will see truth, trust, and transparency, and you will elevate your mental health. Now, the first agreement says, be impeccable with your word. What does that mean? Actually, it means that you speak with integrity. You say the truth. You say only what you mean, and you avoid using words to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your words in the direction of truth and love. I'd like to share with you what I felt yesterday. Our Greek seaman, Mr. Poulos, shared his truth in a very simple and very sincere way yesterday, and I was really touched. You see, you don't have to speak in a very wise manner. You just simply have to speak your truth, as plain as it is. The second principle says, don't take anything personally. Okay, this is a tough one to implement. Actually, nothing others do is because of you, and what others do is simply a projection of their own reality. If you are immune to the opinions of others and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. The third principle says, don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as possible to avoid misunderstandings. It's okay if you have not understood something. This is your truth, so ask and trust. The last one says, always do your best. Your best is going to change from time to time. It is going to be different when you are happy and different when you are sad. It's going to be something else when you are stressed or when you are relaxed. Simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. I'm running out of time. I just need one more minute. I'd like to thank all of you because throughout the many years, the almost 24 years I've been with the company, you've shared your truth with me and you've shown me trust. I can see many people in this room that have shown their trust to me. At least I have tried to show you my truth, my transparency, and my trust. When you go away today, please take any of these four agreements. You can pick one, or you can even pick more. If you apply any of them, you will see that truth, trust, and transparency will always be there in your life, and you will elevate your mental health. Thank you very much.
Hara, I have no words. Thank you all. Thank you for everything. She's a truly trusted, caring person, and we are all very lucky to have her with us. Our next presenter represents our North Standard P&I Club. He's one of the most valuable partners and friends of our Asphalia lady, Mrs. Maria Malegu. He's specialized in crew claims, and I think he knows best of all. He will discuss with us crew claims. Please, let's all welcome Mr. Kostas Katsouleris from our North Standard P&I Club. Costa, welcome. It's a huge pleasure and honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kostas.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon for everybody attending from ashore, abroad, and on the ships abroad in a different time zone. My name is Costa Katsoulieri. I apologize for my accent. I was born and I grew up in London. I sometimes speak very quickly, so if I'm going very fast, tell me to slow down. Let's try and leave the questions until the end. However, I may ask some questions during my presentation. It's an honor and a pleasure for me always to speak before seafarers. I'm not a seafarer myself. My father was a seafarer, captain on board ships many, many years ago. It's always a pleasure speaking to seafarers because I feel like I'm speaking to my younger father. Apart from that, a bit of background about me. I've been involved in P&I claims for 27 years, especially with crew injury and third-party injuries and illnesses and unfortunate deaths. I've dealt with everything from a broken fingernail to the unfortunate sinking of a Greek ferry with 81 passengers who died 20 years ago off the island of Paros. So I've seen a lot of different types of claims, a lot of different types of illnesses. I have seen a lot, yes. Again, thank you for the honor. Thank you for CENMAR for inviting me once more to attend a crew conference. The last time was November in Manila, which was a pleasure. So let's begin. Health, it's not just physical, fatigue and mental health. We tend to forget about fatigue generally in shipping, and we shouldn't. It is linked to mental health. A lot of the symptoms are the same. Mental health issues can lead to fatigue. Much the same, fatigue can lead to issues with mental health. So I've decided to combine both. So, measuring seafarers' happiness. There was a BIMCO bulletin in 5 years ago, 2nd of March 2018. And it said, well, one of the conclusions was, happy, satisfied, well-fed, fit, and engaged seafarers are less likely to have accidents. Yeah? Logical, yeah? What about well-rested seafarers? That thing was missing. Some people would say, well, being fit is being well-rested, but people would forget that. Fatigue. I'm sure many people now in this room and also from ashore and abroad on the ships can see many things wrong with that image, yeah? Apart from the fact he's asleep, anything that pops up to mind, feel free, speak. No? Okay, remember this image. Yeah, he's asleep in his chair. Common signs of fatigue. Poor judgment or decision making. Lack of ability to problem solve. Reduced reaction time. Poor hand-eye coordination. Behavioral or physical changes. Yeah, see, behavioral, that's mental health. Lack of ability to problem solve. Again, mental health. All of these are key for you on board the ships, whether on deck or in the engine room. Yeah? What about this? Does anybody know what this is? Say. Which pollution? Exxon Valdez, bravo. 34 years ago, last month, March, 10.8 million US gallons, or 260,000 barrels, or 41,000 cubic meters were spilled into Alaska's Prince William Sound. Cargo was crude. Yeah, at the time, it was the biggest environmental disaster many people can remember. A lot changed because of that. The law changed in the United States. The way we design ships changed because of that case. Everything changed. Wasn't the master drunk? To this day, people will say, oh, Exxon Valdez, yeah, the drunkard master. He was drunk. He ran the ship aground. What was going on? This is one of the memes from American Dad. Yeah? Typical view of a seafarer, a master. He likes to drink. Yeah? So much so that when he's at the wheel, they force-feed him. They give him drink. Yeah? Keeps him going. At the time, Exxon, Captain John Hazelwood, a.k.a. Captain Morgan, the name of a famous rum. Yeah? All about poor Captain Hazelwood, the drunkard, the guy who ran the ship aground because he was drunk. However, after the investigation, the in-depth investigation, it was concluded Exxon failed to provide a rested and sufficient crew. No 6 hours off duty before a 12-hour shift were carried out. The third officer and the AB failed to maneuver the vessel due to fatigue, excessive workload. Not drink. Not drink. Yeah? Drink can also be related to fatigue, and I'll tell you why. There's a common study which shows that if somebody's awake for 17 hours, is the same as having 0.05% of blood alcohol in your blood. Think of that. Yeah? We don't want to be drunk when we're doing our jobs, do we? So think about being fatigued when you're on a job. You don't want to be fatigued when you're doing your job. Remember the previous slide I showed you, the image? What's different here? Well, he's awake, obviously. He's standing up. He's looking around the window, obviously. The bin was, dead man's alarm, is not covered up. He's holding his cup of coffee. It's not resting, he's holding his cup of coffee. And another important thing, he's not alone on the bridge. The previous image, let's go back. Oops. Oop, went too far. There you go. Completely different picture, yeah? Oops. Fatigue. How do we deal with fatigue? Well, go think of the previous image. Look out at night. Avoid single-handed watches in hours of darkness. Why is this important, hours of darkness? It's been shown, there are statistics to show, at least in United Kingdom waters, the majority of shipping-related incidents occur between the hours of 2 and 6 a.m. Yeah? Sounds logical. People are tired. It's dark. They may be alone on the bridge. Don't be alone on the bridge if you can possibly help it. The bin was, dead man's alarm. Keep it on. Don't cover it up. Don't switch it off. I know it's annoying all the time. Keep it on. Stand up. Don't sit down. Stand up. Walk around the bridge if you must do. It helps. I like walking around every now and again. Busy periods. Properly manage hours of work and rest during and after periods of intense activity, i.e., for example, in-port cargo operations and dry docking. Yeah, busy periods. We can add drills to that as well. Going into port, on standby, coming out of port. Yeah, busy periods. We're stressed. There's a lot on our minds, and a lot to do. Seafarer's job is hard, manual labor for the younger ranks as well. Yeah, especially the younger ranks, I mean. Fatigue, dealing with it. Pardon me. Work-rest schedules. Ensure that work-rest schedules strictly comply with ILO, MLC, and STCW regulations. Drills, I've mentioned before, drills and training. Schedule drills and/or training to minimize disturbance around rest periods. Yeah, don't do it when the majority of people are resting. As I said, it's a hard, tiring job. Try and minimize this. Third, energy levels. Picture your mind and your body as a battery. Yeah, it's important. If I want you to remember 3 things from my talk today, this be one of them. Your mind and your body is a battery. Be aware of the times when the body naturally suffers dips in alertness. So towards the end of the day, after lunch, after exercise, after a drill perhaps. Diet. Eat regular, well-balanced meals. Avoid eating large meals immediately before attempting to sleep because your body will be expending energy trying to digest rather than helping you sleep. Yeah? Keep fit. Exercise regularly. Yeah? Mental health, physical health. Physical health, mental health. For the Greek speakers among us, the ancient Greeks used to say nous υγιής and soma υγιής. Healthy mind, healthy body. Yeah? Goes both ways. Let this be one of the things I want you to remember from my talk today. Your mind and your body is like a cell phone battery. What happens with cell phones when we charge it a little bit here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, half an hour there? What happens to the mobile phone? Yeah? The battery life is reduced, okay? Imagine you are the cell phone battery. You are the mobile phone battery. When your battery runs low, put yourself on charge. Short bursts of rest will only take the edge off tiredness. And remember, fatigue is not just being tired. I haven't slept. I didn't sleep well last night. Fatigue is more long-term. I've been sleeping well for the last month, the last 2 months. I have things on my mind which don't help me sleep. I'm really tired because of my job. It's been a demanding job lately. Yeah? Fatigue kills. Mental health. I said before they're linked, fatigue and mental health. And this is the topic of the first session. Yeah? In 2018, there was a mental health survey carried out on seafarers. 26% admitted to feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. Yeah? stunning when you're a shipping company, you see these figures spoken from seafarers. In fact, I'm sure some seafarers will be shocked to see these were the figures back then. 45% of those had not asked for help. Remember the previous presentations. Ask for help. It's okay not to be okay. Talk, share your feelings. We've all been down. We've all had tough periods in our lives. Yeah? 21% said they'd spoken to a colleague. So, it's lower than not asking for help, isn't it? Much lower, half. It shouldn't be that way. 6% of deaths among the industry in this 2018 survey were due to known suicides. In the United Kingdom, it says 1%. But no, why do I say known suicide? Many times people unfortunately take their own lives, but we don't know that they took their own life. They may have taken some pills and gone to sleep in their cabin forever. They may have gone missing at sea. There were no eyewitnesses. We don't know that. Yeah? So the figures will only just have the surface. It's like an iceberg. We're not seeing the whole picture. Remember, this was 2018. October 2019, there was a survey carried out by Yale University in the United States and the ITF, the International Transport Workers Federation, for 1,572 seafarers. 25% of those asked admitted to suffering depression. 17% of those admitted to suffering anxiety or experiencing anxiety. 20% contemplated suicide or self-harm. Yeah? 1/5 of seafarers were thinking about either committing self-harm or taking their own life. First mention made ever in a seafarer survey of bullying and violence. Yeah. Also, the first time they talked about support for cadets. You remember, many of you, when you were cadets, how stressed you felt. Am I good enough for this industry? Am I good enough for this job? When will I get promoted? Will I get promoted? Will this company keep me? Yeah. Will I make a mistake and maybe they'll send me home before my contract is due? Yeah. Mental health triggers. Number one, separation from family life at home. That's the industry we're in. Yeah. You're away from your family and your life at home. Oops, sorry, pardon me. Social isolation. You're at sea. You're away from the rest of the world. Some of you, unfortunately, at the end of your shift, go back to your cabin. Please don't do that. It's your family, your floating house. We talked about teamwork beforehand. Yep, you're a team, you're a family. We have arguments amongst our family, don't we? I certainly have arguments with my mother, with my children. We're a family. These things happen. Fatigue, you see, can affect mental health. Working hours and sleep quality. We need quality sleep. Ships trading. Long voyages, short port stays, lack of shore leave should be in there, number one. It's not like when my father was at sea, the ships would go there, they would see the world. The ship would be there for 2 weeks, a month. Deadlines, especially in the container ship industry, even in any industry nowadays, tankers with the majors, we've got to be there on time. We've got to be there on time, yeah? Cultural diversity, crew cohesion. When my father was at sea, it was top to bottom Greek seafarers. Now, we know the industry, with you guys, it's a mixed crew, mixed cultures. You have different experiences. That doesn't mean it's a barrier. It shouldn't be a barrier. Talk about what it's like in your home countries, yeah? There are many, you find we have many similarities because we are all human at the end of the day. And you guys are all seafarers at the end of the day. Technology, social media, blue screens. Blue screens, we know what they are, yeah? On mobile phones, cell phones nowadays, smartphones, it's a blue screen. Tablets, laptops. Do you know why they're blue screens? It's designed to keep you awake. So you're there surfing the internet, on social media. So the last thing you want to do at the end of your shift is go to your cabin and look up social media. That's not going to help you sleep. If anything, it may not help you sleep. You'll either see something you don't want to see, find out something at home that's going on that you don't want to find out, or something. Distressing incidents or bullying. When you're at sea, you may have seen an accident or a death of a colleague. This can be distressing. Talk about your feelings afterwards. Don't bottle it up. Lack of training. I mentioned cadets. Am I good enough for this? Is my company taking care of me? Are they helping me to get promoted as I should? Ill health. If I'm feeling ill physically, I'll be thinking about it after a long time, yeah? Speak up. Job satisfaction. Again, very important to all of you. Is this job making me happy? Is this really the career I want? Was this really my dream job, as one of the seafarers said earlier? Yeah, when they were a kid. health solutions, mental health solutions. Recognize the triggers. The triggers are the things that set us off, that will make us feel stressed. Family life, drills, jobs, stress at work, heavy weather. Track the changes. What does that mean? Keep a diary. Keep a daily diary of what you were doing and how this made you feel. Did it make me feel happy? Did it make me feel sad? When you look back, you'll see what the triggers were, and then you can learn how to cope with these. Take care of yourself. You are not alone. Yeah? Nobody's alone in this industry. These are many shipping-related organizations. All of these have very good websites with links to an abundance of knowledge about mental health and fatigue. Most of them have free stuff. Mission to Seafarers, Sailor Society, ISWAN, the International Seafarers Assistance Network, and Stella Maris. The last time I gave this talk, many of the people at sea and ashore took a screenshot of this. Yeah? Feel free to do so. It's a great coping mechanism. It's just the ABC. We can go through some of these. A, ask for help. B, breathe deeply and slowly. I should have breathed before I did that, before bending down. Yeah, use this. It's very good. At present, I'm trying to do a Greek language version, and I've had some interest for a Ukrainian language version. I wanted Tagalog and maybe Hindi, and maybe even Marathi if there's enough interest. My Mind Matters, the employer I work for, the P&I Club, we have Mind Matters, the My Mind Matters website. Take a note of that. Let this be the second thing you remember today. Take a note of that website. It's free access to anybody. There's an abundance of information about mental health and fatigue and coping strategies. If there was more time, we could have a little play around there so I can show you live. But just take a note. Is there enough time to do that? No? Okay. Take a note of that. Have a go during the break. As I said, it's free access. Secondly, a 24/7 helpline. Yeah? Completely anonymous. We have English speakers, French speakers, Arabic speakers, Hindi speakers, Tagalog speakers, and Russian speakers. Unfortunately, no Ukrainian speakers or Greek speakers, but I'm pushing for this. Again, completely confidential, apart from one thing. If the counselor on the other end feels that the person on the other line will be a harm to themselves or somebody else on board the ship, they can breach confidentiality. Yeah? Now, the first time I gave this presentation was November 2019. What has happened in shipping in the world since November 2019? Could fatigue and mental health have been affected? Number one, yeah, coronavirus. Am I going to a port which has coronavirus? Will I get coronavirus? Will my colleague, if I get coronavirus, will I die? Will my family back home, will they get coronavirus? And will they die from coronavirus? They have coronavirus. What's going on? Yeah? You're awake, you can't sleep, fatigue. You're worried, stress, mental health. And, unfortunately, for many in this room, this is very close and personal. Yeah? For non-Ukrainians, is the ship going to Ukraine? What's going to happen there? Will I get bombed? Or I'm serving with a Ukrainian fellow. I don't know what to say to him. I don't want to ask about. Can I ask about his family? If you're Ukrainian yourself, am I going there? Or my God, my brother, he's there. My wife, my sister, my mother, they're in Mariupol. What the fuck is going on? Pardon my language. Yeah, we're all human. Yeah. Let this be the final thing you remember today. Please take a screenshot of that. If you don't take time for your wellness, you'll be forced to take time for your illness. Yeah? Read that again. If you don't take time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you very much. For the Filipino speakers, Mabuhay. For the Ukrainian speakers, Slava Ukraini. I'm afraid my Hindi and Marathi is terrible. I don't know bad words. Thank you very much.
Costa, that was amazing. Thank you so
much.
Thank
you very much. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for the great presentation.
Don't go.
Stick with us.
We'll finish this session just with a very quick word. Can I ask Christina and Yannis and Christos, please come back to stage. Hara also, our people who had just spoke to you about this very important topic. There is only one word. We will close this session, then we'll have a chat with one of the ships, and then we'll go for our coffee break. So the message, please. The message is this, Harula. So this is the message, and this is what you have to take with you. And I'll let you in on a secret. In this room, there's about 120 people none of us is okay. None of us, all of our people here, none of us is 100% okay. We all have our issues, and that is why it is okay. It is normal. It is okay not to be okay, and we have all these mechanisms that we talk about, the helpline, our company, our office back at your recruiting place. So we are there to help, and we are here to help each other. This is the message. Please take it with you. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a great session. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And now, Margarita.
Thank you all. Before the coffee break, we have Poppy P. Perfect. Now we will connect online with Poppy P. Great. I think. Hello. Hi, Captain Dimitro. Hi, Captain. How are you? Poppy P is now, I think, towards Rotterdam. I miss you all a lot. Okay.
Αντρέα, μας βλέπουνε?
How are you all on board?
Από πού, από εκεί?
Are you all connected?
Από εκεί.
Here's the camera.
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Hi. We have many of your friends here. I hope next time you will be physically with us. How are things on board the Poppy P?
Can you hear us? Can you hear from Poppy P?
Perfect now, perfect.
Yeah, everything's perfect here.
Good. How do you find the forum until now? Have you managed to watch us yesterday?
Yes, from yesterday. We watched on the YouTube yesterday.
Great, great. It is so nice to have you even this way with us. I hope you will be physically with us in the next forum. I know that you're towards Rotterdam. Is the weather good?
Yeah, it's expected food here.
Okay. And when you are arriving at the port?
In 3 days.
3 days. So off the coast of Portugal, About.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So this is a message from all of us to all of you. Stay safe. And please, this is all for all our speakers also and all of you today here. Our message travels all around the world. So thank you very much. A big round of applause from here, from the room. Thank you for being out there for us. And thank you for staying safe. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Best regards from Poppy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, captains. Bye-bye. Now, Adoni, let's have all our coffee break for 25 minutes, and then we will be all back together for the rest of the session, okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.